Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's Todd from All Music, and we are at 1991. We're back. It's been a long week, not a week that I really care to ever relive in my lifetime, but nevertheless, we're back with some more top six picks. And let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So I've been calling my channel All Music with Todd Ledbetter, and um, I've known this for a little while, but not when I first started calling it that. There's another, I guess, a music review site. It's not on YouTube because when I searched YouTube for All Music, I didn't find anything. Nothing came up. So then ever since I've been doing this, I've noticed that there has been another site that's been around for a while called All Music that I wasn't aware of, but it's pretty big. So I'm probably going to be changing the name of the once again, I'm going to change the name of the YouTube channel and my Facebook. I'm not sure to what. I've been trying to think of a name, but I just can't really come up with anything that I feel comfortable with or sounds good or whatever. So if you have any suggestions, you might put those down in the comments. That'd be cool if I can get a little help there. Um, it was like my Facebook channel was just called uh, Todd Ledbetter Music, and maybe I'll do that. But that was kind of more. I was intended on putting my music on there, but I don't know. I can't really figure out what to call it. But just so you know, I'm probably going to be switching it from All Music to something else because there is already something out there, and I just don't want any trouble later on down the road if my channel ever does take off and all of a sudden I get a cease and desist order or something like that. I just don't need that aggravation in my life. So, but yeah, so that just helped me out a little bit and give me some name suggestions, um, and we'll go from there. But today we are. It's been like a little like a week since I posted it, maybe a little longer, but a lot of stuff going on. As you know, we've all been going through the same stuff, but I've also had some additional things going on too. So I'm just glad to be able to kind of feel well enough and to post. I mean, it's nothing with me, but anyways, I don't want to get into it. um, we're gonna do a top six, my favorite top six of 1991. It was a pretty good year, and as much as I love like the 70s and 80s music, the 90s was good too. I really loved a lot of the 90s music. And a lot of good rock stuff came out in 90s, a lot of top 100 stuff. So I'm kind of excited for this list. And let's go ahead and let me just get myself in position here with my number six, which today is from a band that in the 90s was pretty big. And this was kind of like their kickoff in a way. Uh, the Smashing Pumpkins with their Gish album. Not a lot of like huge radio stuff here, but definitely kind of like they were kind of in the grunge category, sort of like but very different to me. But it was kind of their up and coming albums that really started to get them noticed, and then they really took off right after this. But definitely a good album. I like the songs and the album. The music on it is really great, and it's just a taste of what was yet to come from Billy Corben and his musical endeavors. But definitely a really good album. Sounds great still today. I listen to it again. It's just wonderful. It's got great songs on it. Uh, so yeah, that's my number six. Um, I haven't really followed a lot of Billy Corben and the Smashing Pumpkins, in the recent years. But I've seen he's done stuff, and I've liked what I've heard, but I haven't really followed a lot of it. I've kind of fallen away from a lot of the grunge stuff. I've kind of left myself with, not all the grunge was great. That's the thing. At the time, it was fun, it was interesting, it was just all over the place, but not all of it stood the test of time. But there's a handful of bands that did, and those are still some of my favorites. But let's move on to number five. My number five is none other than the classic Metallica album. Enter Sandman, Sad But True, Unforgiven, just all these great songs. It was, you know, some of the old school Metallica fans, kind of crapped on this album or whatever, but it's a great album, and it brought them a lot of new fans, that's for sure. And super super awesome. Dig this album a lot. Um, I don't know if it's my favorite. I think I mentioned it once before that. Oh gosh, uh, now I'm drawing a blank. So their latest album they did, and I'm all of a sudden drawing a blank on what it was called, but it was really good. Um, I loved it a lot. Super progressive and just hard hitting metal. Great licks in it. The guitar playing and transitions, and super good. Loved it. But this is a good album too. Really liked it. And for 1991, that was a big one for sure. No denying that. And now we hit number four, which one of my all-time favorite bands in the world. They're coming into the period of where I really started liking them. The Red Hot Chili Peppers. Um, and this is not even my favorite Hot Chili Peppers album at all, but a great one. And you really started getting into uh, what Red Hot Chili Peppers was to me, and what I liked about them. Soup killer bass lines, a lot of good guitar work and funky. You got Breaking the Girl, Suck My Kiss, a lot of great stuff. Give It Away, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Under the Bridge, huge hit. So a lot of great stuff here, and love Red Hot Chili Peppers a lot. Dig them. I saw them one time before they got big. They were still pretty punky and really young, and they were in a beach community just next door to me, and literally playing on the sand dunes. It was crap. It was just absolute crap. But everyone was saying they were going to be big someday. I didn't see it, but boy, they're one of my favorites ever. Well, I guess somebody was right. It wasn't me. Uh, yeah, they sucked when I saw them. I mean, I can't even remember when that was. It was early though. They didn't even have an album out yet. Um, okay, so let's move on to where are we at? Number three. Awesome. Yeah, number three. Another. Okay, here's probably one of the as when you're if you wanted to categorize these guys as grunge, you could. They sort of came into that, sort of uh, kind of pigeonholed into the grunge, but great rock band for sure. Soundgarden and the Badmotofinger album. It starts off with Rusty Cage. It's just like whoa, and then it goes right into Outshine. Just great songs here. Chris Cornell's vocals is just killer. A lot of great guitar work and some new sounds, really. That we hadn't heard from like the rock side of you know a music. That really got some just a whole new kind of feel to it, and just felt fresh and good. And that album holds up today. I mean, I could listen to that album no problem all day long. Several times a week. It's just a great album. I can definitely go on a Soundgarden binge for sure. Love their early stuff. I love their later stuff. It's really good. Really good album. So yeah, Soundgarden's Badmotofinger is my number three. Excellent. Another one of my all-time favorite bands, of course, you may know, is U2, and they had Achtung Baby, which was I loved this album. I just loved it. The thing about U2 is that they sort of just kept reinventing themselves, yet still staying U2, and I just loved this album when it came out. Very cool. I love the '90s U2. Zoo Station, Even Better Than the Real Thing is a great song. One is just one of the most, you know, beautiful songs ever. It's apropos for today. Uh, so The Fly, Mysterious Ways is good. Trying to Throw Your Arms Around the World, Ultraviolet, Love is Blindness. And I just generally love the message too of you two. They're somewhat politically conscious. I mean, very in a lot of ways, but also more than that too. They're always promoting, love and acceptance and things like that in their lyrical content. That's what's brilliant about um, uh, Bono. Yeah, and I just love all of them. The Edge's guitar work and Clayton's bass playing and whatever the drummer's name is. I always draw a blank on his name. Every time I hear it, I go, "Oh yeah, I'll never forget that again," and then I do. But great, it's just I just love you two. It's so good. Um, and they're my number two for 1991. I'm super great great album. And then of course then obviously some of my favorite bands of all time are on this list. Yeah, which is true for my number one. One of my all-time favorite bands again is Rush, and they came out with Vapor Trails. Um, I love it. I love this one. It's just so good. I'm just so happy to have a new Rush album come out. It says 2002, but this was like I'm pretty sure this was 1991. Um, yeah, it was, but it was. Wait, was it? Let's see. Can't remember. I thought it was Vapor Trails 1991. Let's double check and see if I can figure it out. Oh, let's see. There's a lot of other, there's a lot of other albums though too. There's obviously there's Nirvana's Nevermind was huge. There was Pearl Jam 10. I was never really a big fan of either one of those. I mean, I liked some of the stuff, but never a huge fan. Yeah, Blood Sugar Sex Magic. That's the yeah. Let's see if I can see. I thought Rush was in here. It seemed weird when I saw it. And there's other things too. There's like Boys to Men, and Lenny Kravitz, pretty good. De La Soul. I mean, I was listening to a little bit of De La Soul back then, and there was just some of the popular music. Simply Red, Prince, Crowded House, Ben Doctors. You know, but it definitely. I'm kind of drawing from my favorite. Oh gosh, what happened here? Yeah, I mean, as far as I can tell, that was definitely 1991. But I'm actually questioning myself right now on that one. But I think it's right. Trying to look it up. Sorry to waste your time. But anyways, if it wasn't, I'll let you know in later. Oh no, 1991 was Roll the Bones. That's right. That's what I was. That's what it was. What did I pick? Oh yeah, Roll the Bones. That's what I have on my list. I just have the wrong album up on the Spotify. Duh. Okay. Roll the Bones. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So let's check it out. Yeah, I thought Vapor Trails was way later than that. Um, so my mistake. Sorry about that. I knew something didn't feel right. Okay, Roll the Bones, 1991. Yeah, this is a great album for sure. Loved it. Loved Vapor Trails too, but a lot of great songs on here. Dreamline, Bravado, Roll the Bones, Face Up. All these songs are so good. Ghost of a Chance, so great. You Bet Your Life, loved it, loved it. So good. All right, yeah. So that's my top six for 1991. It's number six is Smashing Pumpkins, Gish, and then you got your Metallica album. You got your Red Hot Chili Peppers, number four, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, and Soundgarden, Badmotofinger, Achtung Baby from U2 is number two, and number one is Roll the Bones, not Vapor Trails. 1991 was, God, Vapor Trails was 2002, so that's 11 years later. it's from Roll the Bones. You know, they've got so many albums. Well, I'm gonna rank the Rush albums pretty soon. As soon as I can get through up to today, or at least through 19 or through 2019. Through the top six and stuff, and then I'll start a new show, and I'll start ranking some albums, or ranking some bands, and ranking some albums as well. Hopefully, I can keep on the everyday schedule here at this point with the music and with my year rankings. But once again, like I said, I'm going to change the name probably pretty quick here before anything gets any further along. But help me out with that if you would. Just give me some ideas that you think might be cool. I want to keep it short and concise and about music and whatnot. But remember to subscribe and push the notification bell. If you like the video, push like, and then do comment in the comments. All that helps. It helps me. Share too if you see this on your Facebook. Share it, and share it from YouTube if you're watching from YouTube, and share it to your Facebook or whatever. Let your friends know what's going on here, and I appreciate it. Once again, it's Todd Ledbetter, and we'll see you in 1992. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Bye bye.